preschool, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and now 12th, all at Lighthouse. Oh. And honestly, I'm sick of it. No, I'm just kidding. To everyone in our church that is watching, I love you guys. You are truly my family, even you, Felipe. But seriously, I think Lighthouse as my first home, and I am incredibly privileged and blessed to grow up with this church, school, and family. Pastor Al wanted me to say that, so I'll collect my $5 after. I'm just joking. I remember I went from a sweet angel in kindergarten to a little punk brat during my elementary years. Often being sent to the principal's office, I could fill a room with the infractions that I had. I remember crying and complaining, saying that I hated the family that God had put me in, full of girls singing show tunes 24/7. I have since realized how off base I was, and I could not have asked for a better family. I love our eccentric and artsy side, and as my mom likes to kid, much to my chagrin, I'm the little prince of the family, surrounded by supporting, doting sisters who I know have my back. Plus, if you know Zoe, she's basically a brother. I get my quick temper from my dad, and I get my humor from my mom, and it has been their trust, their love, and their unconditional support that has allowed me to stand up here today. Mom, Dad, I love you, and I thank God so much for placing me in this family. As I entered junior high, I began to straighten up. I gave my life to Christ, and I started cleaning with Zach Scribner and Justin Kane as they took me under their wing. And man, 8th grade was awesome. I mean, I was the tallest, okay? I was the star of the flag football team. I got the gold medal in the 800-meter track, and life was good. And I'm sure as some of you are guessing, that mojo didn't stick around for high school. Everything flipped. I was the shortest, the skinniest, and I had no confidence. I remember vividly my first play of high school football. It was at Chapel Downey High School, and I was lined up as a cornerback. And on the hike of the ball, the running back turns the corner and is making a beeline right for me. I set on my feet, a small, scrawny freshman against what seemed at the time a man. And as he gets closer and closer, I start chopping my feet, preparing my next move. Just as he reaches me, I leap for the floor and make it look as though I tripped, so I could avoid all contact. Probably the softest thing imaginable. And I can vividly remember lying on the floor, seeing what looked like a wide-open touchdown for the running back. And just in time, Garrett LaHood from across the other side of the field hits him hard right out of bounds just in time. That play has haunted me ever since. I was disgusted with how soft and wimpy I was. I remember right around that time, I went through a rough patch with a group of my friends. I was excluded and ridiculed when I so desperately wanted their approval. It was the loneliest time of my life. And I would often find myself hanging in Zach's classroom asking him, why don't they like me? On one in particular instance, I was explaining to Zach my plan. Over the summer, I was going to start skating and doing other stuff to be more accepted. And I remember him telling me, you don't need to change. You're cool the way you are. And now I'm surrounded by great guys like Hosea, Marcus, Pat, Zach, Farah, Josie, Justin Berry, Garrett LaHood, Jesse Papik. And all those guys aren't my friends, they're my brothers. Even the girls in my class, believe it or not, I've somehow managed to gain even more sisters. But I think that moment was so crucial in my life, to have another guy that I looked up to give me the encouragement and approval, and say, you know, you're good the way you are. You matter. You are important. A big reason why I'm saved today is because Zach has shown me the love of Christ. Zach, you're a great man. I love you. I can never repay you for your insight, your fellowship, and your encouragement. If someone is listening to this and they're going through something similar, just know that your worth and your value is not defined by other people or money or anything like that, but in God alone. This last year on the first game of the season, before my injury, a few plays in, I had a similar play take place. I was lined up at cornerback, and on the hike of the ball, the quarterback took the ball and made a beeline straight for me. Except this time, I was on the goal line, and I didn't have Garrett LaHood to back me up. As he got closer and closer, I settled my feet, and before I knew it, I lunged full force into him as hard as I could. The guy had at least 40 pounds on me. As I got up after our collision, my grin turned to frown, as I guess he had just reached the ball inches into the end zone. But I remember walking back, upset about the score, but thrilled because I know I gave it my all. That evolution is something that I'm very proud of, but almost none of it was me. It was because of the encouragement and correction of coaches that I was able to improve. Encouragement and correction of my family that turned me from such a brat. And it was the encouragement and correction of a mentor that allowed me to have joy and peace, knowing the infinite love of God is always with me. Encouragement costs nothing to give, but is priceless to receive. It was Mr. Anonymous who said that, but if you guys don't mind, I'd like to coin it. Agreed? Agreed. Preschool, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and now 12th. All at Lighthouse, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Lighthouse family, thank you for your encouragement. Mom, Dad, I owe you the world. I love you with all my heart. Thank you.